everyone. Okay. So, there we go. That should be live. My computer just had a freeze moment then, so hopefully we're good. Right. So I have dried our tie-dye pieces and I was just busily ironing them. So that was interesting. I'm not an ironer. I don't iron anything, so that was really interesting. Hi, Lisa. So you are very privileged because you actually got me to iron, which is pretty amazing. Right, today what we are going to do is we are going to decorate the tie-dyed pieces that we created last week, and then tomorrow we are going to sew them together because it will all be finished and all be ready. Hi Alison. These are some of the pieces that if you saw me last show season at the Knitting and Stitch, you would have seen me on stand, and I did some of these at I did Birmingham, I did some of these at Harrogate, and I did some at Ali Pali as well. Hi Kim. So you will have seen me do some of these in person, and what I was showing is how to get a gradient between your colours with your stamping and your fabric paint. And this is really, really simple, and it looks stunning once you actually spread it out into a big sheet. I've used various different block prints. Now, when you're block printing, this one came out one of my favourite. This one goes from blue and peach to like a blue and a mushroomy colour. Don't know if my camera will pick up the difference. Yeah, you can kind of see this one's a peachy colour and this one's a really different colour. It's a mushroom. I stuck with the same blue, but I changed the peach out. And I did this beautiful repeating pattern. Kind of looks a bit like a shrimp, doesn't it? That one is one of our blocks, but the block printing guy can't get hold of him at the moment to actually get more of our blocks. And you will have seen our blocks. They are these ones, little ones, and these ones are £2 each. They're very, very popular, very, very easy to use, and we have the coolest patterns. That's the one I used. So that one is that pattern. And these little £2 ones are amazing. Oh, look at that one. Really like that one. And that one's a bird. There is some quite freaky ones of these. Hi, Karen. The freaky ones, we've got like a monkey that looks like it's something out of a Contagion kind of movie. And there's an alligator that is really weird as well. I didn't bring them to show you because they're a bit terrifying. Quite often at shows, if you come to the stand with kids, I will chase them with the crazy alligator or the crazy monkey, which they love. So, you know, kids love that kind of thing. So this is one kind of block, and these ones are ours that we sell. And this one is also one of our blocks that I was doing at a show, and this one I went from the coolly salmony colour to, can't remember what that one's called, top of my head, to the mustard. And the gradient on that one, look at that, how it flows. So if you don't fancy tie-dyeing, you can just do some really nice block printing on some panels, sew it together, and you've got a nice bag. Because if you take these panels, this one went through 4 different colours. That one's the Persian Rose, which is my favourite. through to lavender, through to blue. But if you sew them together, whoop, dropping off my table, you get a really interesting bag. You could line them up as well if you wanted and do it so it's all lined up properly, but I like to leave it like that. Or what I will do is put a different pattern in between so you get something that looks like that. So this one was done on Everlon. I like Everlon. Everlon, you can't actually tear Everlon, and it feels like suede. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'll get them strips out of the way. And this one, I did the Persian rose on one side, and I did the fuchsia pink on the other side. And now this one I want to show you with a block. Let me just grab the one I use. So this one's this. Oh, sorry, kicking my trimmer. This one's this. And as you can see from the block, the only part that I actually used of the block was this bit. I didn't actually use this bit. And this one was one that the lovely Hilary B gave me. If you've seen Hilary B, she's got beautiful blocks. So all I did was inked up this bit and stamped it. So this is grasses in a planter, I suppose. Some kind of planter. Since you don't have to use the whole of the block, you can just use part of your picture. Same with rubber stamping. You don't have to use the whole of a block. You can just use part of your rubber stamping. Alright, let's get to it. Now, I've got a couple of scrap pieces to show you some techniques on. And then I'm going to let you decide what we do next. I've got some paint sticks and I've got some fabric paint. So what I figured I'd do first is I'll go through and show you the paint sticks, because the paint sticks are so cool. So cool. I put my iron fabric on them because I'm that clever. Right, paint sticks are these, and it is literally paint in a stick. There's no two ways about it. It's paint in a stick. Comes in all different shades, all different colours, and it comes in metallic and non-metallic. So I don't know where the packet's gone for this one, but that's a metallic gold one. And this one is a non-metallic one. Let me just get that out so you can see. I do really like that soft pink. Apparently most of my workshops like that soft pink too, because it's pretty much not much left in that one. And there is 2 different books on paint sticks. There's this one, Paint Sticks on Fabric by Shelley Stokes, and it shows you, oh, this is why this is my copy, because it's stuck together and it's got, fix that later. Is it going to let me open it? Oh no, something stuck on my butt. So it shows you how to use it and how to make really cool stuff like this. And this is what we're going to be doing with our tie-dye. We're going to be adding a nice pattern on it because it's going to look so cool. I'm going to have to do, but don't want to do that. There we go. But you can also do it through, that was a good guess at page, wasn't it? You can also do it through stencils. So I'm going to show you how to do it through a stencil. I'm going to show you how to do it through a rubbing plate, which is the other book, which is this one. And rubbing plates are these magical things. I love rubbing plates. this one is probably my favourite, and it is basically a textured plate. So if you've got anything with a texture on it, probably see better there. So you get different depending which side you use, depends on what pattern you get. The leaves one is the most popular one. Look at the flowers. And that one's really quite popular as well. I haven't got any leaves in this pile that I picked up. Oh, that one got a bit damaged. I'll have to fix that one. My workshop boxes, sometimes they're quite a mess. It's another beautiful flower. So I'm probably going to go for the square one. I really like the square one, and I think I'm going to go for the, I don't know, diamond? Would you say it's diamonds? Yeah, I'd say that one's diamonds. So I'm probably going to go for the diamond one. And I'll show you some of the techniques as well. But this book shows you, look, I mean, you can do some beautiful stuff with paint sticks. Absolutely beautiful stuff with paint sticks. Oh, that's the pattern that I'm going to use today. And these rubbing plates, if you have pastes and things and gel mediums, you can slather it on, leave it to dry, and because it is a plastic, you can just peel it off and you get really cool textured pieces. I'll probably do that next week, maybe the week after. Hi Sarah! And they're really easy to use. You leave them to dry for 24 hours and then you heat set them with an iron. That's it. Really, really simple. And you can do all sorts on them. This book is really cool. Gel plate printing, they really work well for jelly printing as well. And I bet you could use them with Crafty Roo's poly plates. Ooh, that would be interesting. I'm going to have to try that next week. I didn't even think about that until I just saw that gel printing bit there. But, oh, it even tells you how to make your own gel plate on this one. They do smell though, so just be aware. After a while they do go off, the homemade ones. And you have to keep them in the fridge as well, so yeah. I'm not a big fan of a homemade gel printing plates. There's paper casting. Since loads of people have got extra toilet paper, you can wet your toilet paper, squid it in and make your own paper casting. And it does impressions in clay and all sorts. So that's what we're going to be using today. I'm just going to use these ones. And do we have any preference on what kind of stencil you would like? I'm thinking I might do some hearts, because the hearts is really nice. Now this kind of stencil doesn't work very well with a paint stick because of the gaps. And if you see what I mean, this kind of stencil has got lots of plastic, and this kind of stencil actually doesn't. So you'll get a better image if you have something like this rather than something like this. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So this one is not so good. This one is definitely not good. That one is definitely not good for doing paint sticks with. It's too thin. There isn't enough plastic to do a good image. The flowers one, that beautiful flowers, maybe. You can get that book, the rubbing plate book, or the paint stick book. We do have that in stock at Colourcraft, and it is, you can get it from any good bookshop. It's a Cedar Canyon book. I'll put it under my bit. So it's a Cedar Canyon textile book. So there's the big book guy at the shows as well. All he does is sell books. If you do like the knitting and stitch, I'm not sure what other shows he does, to be honest. I I've never seen him at a craft show, just one of the knitting shows. He does them books. The flowers, that one. Yeah, it's beautiful, that one, isn't it? Oh, we could do some birds. I'll show you how to do the bird one on the sample one, I think, on the tester. We definitely have the rubbing plate roundup book, and we definitely have the paint stick book in stock because I saw them when I was there just before all of this happened. So this one doesn't work at all. That one's a Crafter's Workshop one, and that one does not work at all with the paint sticks. So that kind of one, yeah, don't even try it. Yeah, I think we're good with that. I don't want to do too many different designs because we need it all to be cohesive and stay together. So I think I'm going to do the hearts and the flowers because hearts and flowers go well together. Does anybody want to buy in the stencils? Because second hand, because I apparently have got a billion stencils. Because that's not even half of what I picked up. So these little beauties. Look at that. I didn't grab that stencil. I've got a ginkgo leaf one as well. Ginkgo leaves come out stunning. There's a bit of the ginkgo leaf one. Right, paint sticks. I will zoom my camera in and hope that we don't ruin it, because that's a possibility. There it is. What colour shall we do? Let's just pick one. Shall we go maybe... What's that one? Oh, that one should be gold. That's where the gold packet is, and brown is in the gold packet. Okay, that makes sense now. Let's do... I'm just going to do it so you can see it, I think. So I'm going to take... where's a nice... Let's do... Burnt sienna. Is that burnt sienna? Yeah, that one belongs in there. Yeah, let's do burnt sienna. So I'm going to do brown bird, and I could actually mix it up and put in a red chest. So I could do like a robin. So yeah, let's do it with that. Now, what you need is a hard hogshair stencil brush, and your brushes don't need to be clean because once it's dry it's not coming off. You can use, oh, that one's a bit gammed up. You can use white spirits or terps or something like that to clean your brushes off if you want, but all I do is when I'm doing a workshop I just say to people, get some kitchen roll. Where's my kitchen roll? And you clean your brushes like that until your brush is clean once you've been using it. So once you've finished, just clean your brush off. These are my workshop box ones, so they're not very clean and they're not very well looked after, but they still work surprisingly well. They are due their cleaning, which is pretty much due now. So since I got my box out today, I might do that this afternoon. To open and start your paint stick, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to let that drop out at the bottom, otherwise I'm going to lose it. Take some kitchen roll and just rub, because this is all dry. It is oil paint in the stick, and this is all dry. So your aim is to get the caked top bit off, just like that. And you waste very, very little doing it like that. I see some people and some of the books tell you to open them up and get them activated. They also tell you to cut this and rip it, but it just opens, so don't do that. Yep, paint sticks are an oil-based paint. There, you can see some of my workshop ones. They've ripped it because that's how they've been taught to do it, but you don't need to. You just open it up and push it up. And the paint sticks work amazing on paper as well. You can get some really cool effects on paper. They're not just for fabric. And there you go, see? I've got that one working. So I'm going to zoom in and let's see if this works because I'm on my webcam controller. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to do this little birdie here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint red where I want red, just like that. And then I'm going to do brown where I want brown. And then I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to put it directly straight upright. You're going to put it directly straight upright. I'm not. I'm going to do it sideways so you can see what I'm doing and you can see the technique I'm doing. And I'm going to bring it in like this. Can you see? I'm following the shape of the bird. Can you see? And obviously if you were being accurate, you'd mask off the other bits that you don't want. Now I'm going to pick up the red and pull the red in. So this has turned into a robin. Are you ready? How cool is that? And how long did that take? It was seconds. And this is a really, really easy technique. It's really not difficult. It's not difficult at all. And a lot of people, what they'll do, they'll take the paint stick. Am I still in? Yep. Trying to be in shot for you. They'll take the paint stick and they'll do this. And I've seen people trying to teach this in workshops. I mean, you can't even get it into that fine detail. So you see the difference. So I've been on workshops and they've taught you to do that. But look at how much of the paint stick is all over and it's all stuck in the edge. And it's just an absolute mess. And just from doing that, if I put the bird down and pull in the excess, just from doing the technique like that, and cleaning my stencil at the same time, I could probably get about 2 birds out of that because it's all there, gooped on. Crazy, isn't it? Hi, Mum. So that's how you do a paint stick, and it's literally, it is that easy. I could do different birds and then I'll move on and show you the next technique. Let's do this beautiful sitting bird here. So I'm going to do some, again, a brown bird. Could change to a blue tip. And the next one, got some red. Woo! Ah, no, I dropped it. It went where I was. I'm moving a bit. Obviously you'll be a lot more careful than I'm being. And by putting the paint stick onto your plastic, you're controlling how much of the colour you're actually bringing in. So if I want some more red, and I know I need a little bit more red, I can actually use the plastic there, pick it up a little bit, dab it off a little bit, and then bring in a bit more red. And again, you've got that beautifully shaded bird, and it takes seconds. There's a massive difference between, and that also is going to take more than 24 hours to dry. That will literally take about 3 days to dry, because I don't know if it'll focus, but just here is a big clump. It might be too close. Don't look at my nails, they're filthy today. There. Yeah, can you see? It's just like a big chunk of paint stick sticking out. There you go, you can see it. That's going to take ages to dry, so you're not going to be able to heat set that to make it permanent until it's pretty much, it's got to be dry, because as soon as you put an iron on it, even if you put something over the top, it's going to squidge and move because it is oil, and of course oil moves with heat. So if it's not dried in the center, you're just going to get a big squidged smushy mess. But isn't it cute? So that one was, I took care doing that one, and you can tell. And that one took, what, about 15 seconds? That one I didn't take so much care with. That one I did how they teach you in workshops to do it. And that one we did a bit more blending. And that's the bit where I dropped it. So that's how you do it on a stencil. And to clean your stencil, I don't, because once it's dry, it's dry. You could wipe it off with some terps or some methylated spirits, that kind of thing. Hi, Tamara. So you could wipe it off with that kind of thing if you wanted to make it clean, if you were going to use this for craft. But these ones tend to just stay in my workshop box for fabric, so I don't tend to bother. So I'll put that one aside. And remember to clean your brush. Really simple. Squidge it off. And the technique that I used, you can see there's barely any of the oil that's actually, oh, it's my hair. There's barely any of the oil left in the brush because I only used what I needed. And keep going. There we go. That's pretty much, there's no more coming out of that. It's clean. Really simple. So that's the paint stick on a stencil. Now I'm going to show you how to use it on a rubbing plate. Are you ready? So at home, what you would probably do is you would take this down to your table. They do have a nice convenient lip, so normally I would tape it down. I do have a bit of washi tape here, so I could tape it down. I'll make it a bit easier, because the last thing that you want is for this to move. So I'll just put 2 bits. I love washi tape. Did anyone else go through a stage of just buying washi tape, loads of it, and then you just end up with so much that you don't know what to do with it? Well, this is pretty perfect. I'm going to choose the metallic one this time because the metallic ones are just so lush. And I've got this beautiful metallic purple. Now, there is something going on with paint sticks with Markal, and we don't know what's going on. We are an importer. Look at that, almost ready to go. And some of the colours are going out of stock. So if you do decide to buy some Markal, if we don't have the colour that you've ordered in stock, we will send you the next closest colour, because once they're gone, they're gone. If that's not okay, then you need to write a note. If you decide to order it, you need to write a note to say, sorry, I don't want a substitution. And we're not like, you know, as someone messaged me and said a famous supermarket substituted mushrooms with cucumber. And I was like, cucumber? Okay. So, yeah. We're not like that. We will send you the next nearest colour, not something that's completely way out there and completely different. I'm getting covered in this stuff. Now, here we go. Put a fabric on, and again, you would tape your fabric down to make sure that it doesn't move, but I'm not going to today. I'm living dangerously, and this is really difficult. Are you watching? You've got to watch carefully, because if you blink, you'll miss it. That's mainly why. So I'm going to go up on this angle, because this is mostly flat, and I do like to keep mine flat rather than rounded, but I'm going to go on an angle so you can see what I'm doing, but normally you would be straight up, and I'm just going to drag it across just like that. Really simple. And if you want it to be darker, then you press a little bit harder. If you want it to be lighter, then go lightly. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to do light over here. And there's a bit of crusty wax coming off because I didn't, oh, whoop. I didn't get all of the skin off it, which is fine, because it'll drop off. It's not attached. Look at that. Have a nice lunch, Karen. See, the crusty bits will just drop off. Look at the shine. Can you see the shine? So it's actually paint sticks. How simple is that? A lot of people are intimidated by these kind of products because they don't really know what to do with them. But, you know, when you speak to somebody who's just play, I found most of this just by playing. And I looked and I saw what other people had done, and I figured out how they'd done it. This one was pretty much a no-brainer, but I am a crafter first. I started off in card making first, and this, it was pretty much, yeah, that's not going to work, because, you know, trying to put a crayon through a stencil would never work. But just play and see. How cool is that? I love that metallic purple one. It doesn't show it, do it justice. I can't get it to show it. Oh, look at that. There, did you see that shine then? Ah, beautiful. So that's the basics. That's your two basic techniques that we're going to be doing with the paint sticks. And let's put that to the side. And I'll keep my tape for when we come back to that. Now, let's go onto the bag. I wanted to do the paint sticks on the square bag. You could probably do it over the rubbing technique. You could probably do it over a stamp. Actually, let's try it and see. It'll need to be quite a hard stamp, quite a solid one. And in the top of my drawer, you're gonna laugh, Kim. I've got a poly plate. That's the first thing I come to is your stamps. That's funny. Let's try it and see. So they do need to be quite hard stamps. This one's covered in Angelina fibre. We're going to be doing Angelina fibre next week, by the way. We used to have a nickname for it, but we've had to change the nickname for it because it means something else. I'm not going to go there on a live stream, so if you want to know, then you can message me later. So this one is code. Yeah, that one's a code stamp. And then we've got easiest way to deal with Angelina that is on stamps is to, I'm sorry, but I'm licking my fingers. Because if you lick it and wipe it, you can wipe the Angelina and the moisture collects. So I'm just going to get some of this off. Let's try it on the code stamp and try it on the leaf and see what happens. Which one was I using? Let's do it with the red. Well, when you press it, I can see it through. So, oh wow, look at that, it does work. Go a bit lighter and a bit of a soft touch. That was really lightly done. So that's the code stamp. That's pretty good. That has come out really nice. And this is on the Avalon, which is really soft. So let's try a leaf. See what happens with the leaf. I never usually do it on stamps. So this is your stamps. I can't vouch for anyone else's, obviously, because I've just done these on the Crafty Ruth stamps. But yeah, look at that. With a bit of finessing on technique, 100%. That's come out really, really nice. Really nice. And of course you can mix your colours as well, don't forget. So I mean, I did brown on that one. I've not moved it, and I'm just going to go over on the edges with red. So then I've just blended brown into red. I don't think words would work because they would come out backwards, wouldn't they? What does this one say? Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. That's what this one says. This one's a sentiment stamp, but I think that's going to come out backwards. Let's try it. Yeah, it comes out backwards. Thought so. But it's good for texture though. Comes out really well. Really well. That's funny, the first stamp at the top of my drawer is one of Kim's stamps and she's right here. So that one's a polyplate. That's the one with the bobbly edges. I really like that one. That one's a leaf. You get them in a set, I think. That one's a code, which is one of my favourite backgrounds. And then we've got a square polyplate. And I dropped my very favourite one. Can you guess which is my very favourite one? Dotties! Look, it's full of Angelina. There's Angelina everywhere now. I'm going to be putting out a Mayday call for Angelina soon. So that did come out really well. Now I was going to do the paint sticks onto the square, and then I was going to do the block printing onto the long strips. So I've got my square ones here, and I need to work out how they're gonna, I need to zoom out. Whoop, there we go. But you can see my tea. If you're wondering what it is, it's your golden spicy orange and ginger tea. It looks a bit weird there, so I just thought I'd point that out there. It's perfectly normal. Right, need to decide which order we're going to put these in. And it looks like I'm going to have to do block printing tomorrow because, wow, we had so much fun doing that. It's we're going to run over. So these are how they came out. And yeah, that'd be a good one, Stephanie. Stephanie says you can transfer the words to another surface and then do some embroidery over them. You could stamp in a fabric ink, definitely. Just right that I've got right here. I've got some Memento Lux, and Memento Lux works on fabric. Yeah, it is archival on fabric. So you could use a Memento Lux, something like that. This one's Sukaniko, of course, because Sukaniko are awesome. And they also do really, really bright colours. They do the neons as well, which are for fabric as well. So you can do some really cool stuff with ink and stamping. I don't know if Kim's going to do some streams on that. She might be doing on her channel. We like Crafty Roo. Crafty Roo likes us, so, you know, works out well. We do have a very good working relationship with Crafty Roo. Kim is awesome. Chris is awesome. And, of course, you've got the little monsters, which are awesome as well. And you'll quite often see me on Kim's stand at shows as well. So now what I need to do now is work out which panels to put next to each other. So I should have 8 panels. I have washed these. I have ironed them. I did actually iron them. Can you believe it? I actually used an iron for you ladies and gents, which is shocking because, gosh, that one come out bright, didn't it? I think I'm going to do three up. I'm going to do 3 up and do a deep bag and 2 across rather than doing 3 across, because 3 across is going to make a really big bag. So that black is throwing me off. Oh, Stumpy's here. Stumpy is our little kitty who only has half a tail. That's why she's called Stumpy. And she is here to secret eat the special cat food. So if you hear a crunch, 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 that would be Stumpy secret eating. And if you actually shout secret, she actually responds to the name because she's got used to it now. I think I'm going to go these 2, but I need something in between them. And I think that, actually no, I'm only going to do it 2 up. So I'm going to have 2 spare panels because it's going to be too deep a bag. So what do you think? That one, that one, that one. Hang on, I'm running out of panels. I need a yellowy one. Should we do the spiral to match? What do you reckon? That one, that one, that one, that one. On one side. I'm thinking yes. And then for the other side, I'm thinking that one, that one. No, other way. That one, that one, that one. And that spiral. Maybe that one at the bottom. I'm gonna swap them around, because I think I want that black at the bottom. Then I'm going to swap. No, I'm going to do it that way. That way. That way. That way. That way. I did too many yellows. It's because I like that peach so much. I did far too many yellows. That way. So this is going to be one side of the bag. And the other is going to be the other side of the bag. So them two are the top. Them two are the bottom. Them two are the top. Them two are the bottom. And I'm going to add some Markal now. So that's top, that's bottom. I'm going to work on the bottom ones. And I'm going to do cut some strings off. I'm going to do some rubbing plates on this one, and I'm going to do this rubbing plate on, because I think square on top of circles is going to look awesome. So which side do I want? That one. Okay, let's get to it. And I'm going to do this panel. So here's a before. We got it? And I'm going to do this panel with the rubbing technique, and I think I'm going to do it in the purple, because I think that the purple is just going to show off this purple really, really nicely. Okay. I'm going to open this one up properly, because I didn't open it properly before when I was just doing the demo, and that's why we got them extra rubby bits. And I'm going to start here. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, this fabric is not the best to be doing rubbing plates on, but you know what? It's fine, because it is a shopping bag at the end of the day. Can you see how that's made such a difference? Then I'm going to move it up. I'm not going right to the edge, because we are going to have sewing line, remember? And I can line it up. It's roughly there. There's Stamps. She's done with her secret eating now. She's just sat behind me. Oh, this looks so cool in person. Doesn't come across as not as good as it is. That's a bit gutting. But in person, this is absolutely stunning. Can you say? Oh yeah, you can. See the shimmer? It just catches the shimmer in certain places on camera. It's so hard to get shimmer on camera. So hard. So, this is before. Just plain. And there we have, see the difference it's made? Just add in that little bit of texture. So let's finish this one off, and then we will change to a different colour of Markal. So I'm not lining it up, as you can see, because I like the randomness of this. It looks absolutely beautiful. just need a little bit more down this side because my sewing line isn't quite that long. There, look at that. So that's one, and then I want the opposite top one, which we decided was the pink one. I'm working backwards, so let's go that one. And I reckon on this pink one, I'm thinking gold. What about you? Gold will go very nicely with that yellow. This is one of the ones that I found down the back of the computer the other day. So it's a bit gammy and a bit gammed up, but I'll get it there. There we go. Got it. And even though it's been bent down the back of the computer probably for quite a long time, you will see in a second that it will still work just fine. I remember actually dropping it and not finding it. Right, I'm just going to test it on my scrap piece. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see that one shimmering gold as well. That's why the camera can't get it, because it's shimmering so much. So, shimmering gold, here we go. Oh wow. Oh, needs a bit more, a bit roughing up a bit more. Oh, sorry about that. Keep flicking it up. So we'll do some stenciling on the next one. There we go. Got it definitely working now. It's that big gammy bit there. I'm not dropping it on the floor, don't forget, I've got a bin just here. So here we go. There's the before, just the plain, and it looks pretty dull and pretty plain. And then there's the after. And we've got that beautiful, beautiful shimmer. Look at that. So finish this one up quickly and then we will get on to doing some stenciling on the left, on two more. And then I will finish them off camera so you can catch them either on the Instagram page, because I'll put pictures up on the Instagram page, and then tomorrow, because I don't really want to do more than an hour of your time at a time, I'm going to do the block printing with the fabric paints. I didn't realise time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Look at that. You could layer up and do different colours and do another pattern on top of that. You can do all sorts. Hi Lisa. Yeah, please do. Please do. Please borrow them. I mean, you can do this on paper with crayons. I'm covered in the gold now because it all came off in a big wedge. These techniques are tried and tested and beautiful. Look at it shining. So good. So good. It's definitely coming up to lunchtime because I'm being invaded by cats. So just saying. Just going to wipe some of this gold off my hands and go on to now the top two. I'm going to do the same pattern on one side, I think, and then a different pattern on the other. So I'm going to do flowers on one side and hearts on the other, I think. So what I want is the bottom one that we were putting with that was that one. Cut some of these scraggly bits off so they don't get in the way. And I'm going to do this flower one. Now, what colour do you think on this one? It's blue and peach. So I'm thinking that, what have I got? I'm thinking maybe the pink. I'm not sure. Let's try it and see. And if it works out that it looks a bit rubbish in the pink, then we can always turn it over and do it on the other side. Because it is a bag after all. See you later, Sarah. Thanks for coming. I'm thinking that the pink is wrong. Actually, I am thinking that the pink is wrong. I don't have many light colours, you see. But I'm thinking maybe copper would be better. Or even the aquamarine. I'm thinking copper. Copper looks like it's going to stand out more. Is that one copper or is it bronze? Yeah, it's copper. I'm going to go copper. I already started that one, I think. Yep, I did. So let's go for the copper. Right then. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a big wedge here because I'm doing the whole stencil. And then I want a nice brush. That one. Let's see. Oh, this brushed fabric is not liking stenciling. I need to stretch it out and stick it down. I might have to do this one off camera because it might be a bit of a pain, but we'll see. I think I'm going to have to go very carefully rather than my usual slap it on and see, because it is moving. See what I mean about washi tape that you never use? Comes in handy. Which one was that? That was that one. Yep, that's better. Yeah, that's working much better. We should have some really nice subtle flowers when I'm done. I'm definitely not going to do the whole thing on camera because this needs a bit of delicacy. So I'm just going to do a little bit. And I'm trying to be delicate. But I'm also trying to rush because I'm conscious of the time that we've been actually on. We've been over an hour now, and I don't want to keep you much longer. Because it is lunchtime. Let's have a look. Oh, yes. Look at that. So pleased. That is going to look absolutely beautiful when we're done. Absolutely beautiful. So, I hope you have enjoyed today, and I hope you've learned a bit about the Markal Paint sticks. They are absolutely fantastic. I am absolutely in love with the paint sticks. So if you've got them, I know a lot of people that have got them, and when I do workshops with the lovely crafting ladies, usually of the Embroiderers Guild or the Quilters Guild or the WI, a lot of the ladies tell me that they've got paint sticks but they don't know what to do with them. So get them out, have a play. Let me zoom in a little bit on this so you can see. I don't want to... Oh, wrong way. Backwards. There you go. So you can see how it's coming along. You can't see the shimmer at this point, but you will do tomorrow once, because it'll be dry tomorrow and I'll heat set it and I'll show you how it looks tomorrow. So thanks. Oh, my dear. Here he comes. Don't stand on my paint sticks. Thank you very much. So thanks so much for watching. Wada says it is lunchtime and he would like his lunch, so here he is. Yeah, beautiful boy. I will be back here tomorrow at 11 AM and I will have all of these finished on these square ones, and I will show you them finished, and then I will go through doing the block printing with some of the wonderful blocks. Oh, where are you going, Wada? And you can do block printing with stamps as well. So if you would prefer to do block printing with stamps and you want to do it and have a go, then get some stamps, get some paint. You need a sponge. Kitchen sponge works fine. These are cut up kitchen sponges. And if you don't have fabric paint, if you're not going to wash it, then you can just do it with normal paint. But if you want it to be permanent, then you do need the fabric paint. So I will see you tomorrow. We didn't use them on paper, Abigail, but you can use them on paper. Let me grab a piece of paper quickly. Have I got some paper? Oh, I've got some computer paper. Use them exactly the same way on paper. This is computer printer paper, so it's not very good. Yeah, it's not going very good on the computer printer paper. You want a nice paper. A nice textured linen paper would look lovely. But you get the idea. You can use them on paper too. And you can draw with them on paper as well. Oh, actually, you're going to be able to see the shine if I do it on paper. Look at that. Look at that shine. Gosh. And you can smudge them out. But yeah, you can do basically what you can do on fabric with them, you can do on paper. Look at that shine. Oh, gosh, I love the paint sticks. But yeah, so I'm going to go and feed Water before he tries to eat me. And I will be back tomorrow 11 AM UK time. So in Europe, I think that's 12. Maybe I should go back an hour. If you're struggling in Europe and you're struggling for me to be on at 11 because it's 12 for you and it's dinner time, let me know, because I can move back an hour to 10 o'clock here, so that make 11 o'clock for you. So just let me know. So I will see you tomorrow with fabric paint, and I have got loads of fabric paint to play with. Mountains. Oh, look at that one, that lush. Brights. And we will do the long strip one, which I must say I ironed as well for you today. And these came out absolutely. Yep, caddy paper works brilliantly on caddy paper at Abigail. So I'll be working with block printing on them ones tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, and what I say is feed me, so bye.